Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimati Ramanujaya Namaha, Sri Andal Tiruvadile Charanam. This is a story of a great saint poet who lived in the 7th and 8th century of Indian medieval period. She is known to be the incarnation of Goda Devi herself. Then who is she? She is known as Andal. In South India, Alvar saints are known for their works and poets sung in praise of Lord Vishnu. Andal is the only female Alvar among the 12. Andal, who was Bhuma Devi, was found as a baby by Periyalwar, who was also an ardent and great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Andal too grew being an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu with the desire of becoming his bride. In an enchanting village of Srivilliputturu, there lived a great devotee of Lord Vishnu named as Vishnu Chittar. He was also called as Periyalwar, and he is among the 12 main Alvars. He used to string garlands and give it to Perumal every day. One day, when Periyalwar was on his duties of collecting flowers for the Lord, he was surprised that he heard something very weird. He heard of a crying baby inside his garden. He searched here and there for the crying baby. And then, to his very surprise, he found a very beautiful girl child inside his garden next to the Tulasi Madam. He took the girl child and was very thankful to Lord Vishnu and was so happy. He was so blessed to have found a beautiful girl child. By God's grace, that gave him this child, and he named her as Kodai. Filled with happiness inside his heart, he took her home and raised her on his own. Kodai grew up in an atmosphere of love and devotion towards Lord Krishna. Vishnu Chitta doted on her in every aspect, singing songs to her about the beloved Krishna, teaching her all the stories and philosophies he knew, and sharing with her his love of Tamil poetry towards Lord Vishnu. Periyalwar every day sat with little Andal and used to sing and narrate her stories about the great events of Lord Krishna.
பெரியவன் துருவன் என்றொரு ராஜகுமாரன் கண்ணனையே நினைத்திருந்தான், வந்து காட்சி கொடுத்தான். ருக்மணி என்றொரு ராஜகுமாரி கண்ணனையே நினைத்திருந்தால் அவளை அப்படியே தூக்கி கொண்டு போனான்.
எதற்கப்பா அவளை தூக்கி கொண்டு போனான்?
அவள் ஒரு ராஜகுமாரி கண்ணனையே கல்யாணம் செய்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்றிருந்தாள். ஆனால் அவளது தந்தை அவளை வேறொருத்தனுக்கு கொடுக்க தீர்மானித்தார். இதை அறிந்து ருக்மணி வருந்தி கண்ணனை தியானிக்க அவளை அப்படியே தூக்கி கொண்டு போனான்.
ஏனப்பா, கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்று சொன்னாலும் பண்ணிக்கொள்வானா?
இடைவிடாமல் நினைத்திருந்தால் அவ்விதமும்.
She was passionately in love with Lord Krishna ever since then. Even as a child, Kodai made up her mind to marry none other than Lord Krishna and refused to think of any human being in similar terms. As time passed, she imagined what it would be like to be his bride, playing the role of his beloved, enjoying his presence.
பவளவாய், தவள நகை, நிர்மல பீதாம்பரம், கையில் வேணு,
பச்சை மாமலை போல் மேனி பவளவாய் கமல செங்கண்.
Due to her immense love towards Krishna, she was not able to separate even a minute from Krishna. So she eventually fainted. But when she opened her eyes, she never imagined that Krishna himself is in front of her. Krishna started to play music and tried to wake her up. But he didn't succeed in waking up. So he went close to her and started to call her name, Kodai, Kodai. And eventually she woke up and she was so surprised that she was in front of Krishna. She was so happy and called her in. They eventually made a beautiful conversation with each other and started to play and dance. They played the game called Building the Mud House and they danced with each other beautifully. As a request from Andal, Krishna and Andal started to play the game of hide and seek. Andal became the first hider and Krishna as the seeker. After Andal was ready, Krishna opened his eyes and searched for Andal here and there. And then he eventually found Andal where she was hidden. And now, this time, it was Andal's turn. So Krishna closed her eyes and this time he just ran away and disappeared. When Andal opened her eyes, she was back to her house. She was not in Vrindavan anymore. Neither she was with Krishna. She searched here and there for Krishna. She called out for Krishna, but there was no response. She was very upset. Sad Andal was convinced by her father Vishnu and they both went to the temple. Let's see what happens next in the next episode.